Hello, what's going on?
It's the Avengers is going on, sir.
It is, yeah. A lot of Avengers in the Avengers movie.
Yeah, at the recommendation of everybody at the greenhouse here in Honolulu, Hawaii, which is lovely, and you yourself, Tim.
Yes. I am Tim.
Evan, at Evan R. Jones on the interwebs with the Twitter and the whatnot. Decided
Very
to
cool.
see it.
Very cool. I'm at TCHATEN everywhere on the interwebs.
And so hopefully we can spend just a couple minutes here kind of dissecting the love that was the Avengers film. First off, go see it.
It's seen in theaters. I'd recommend too.
Yeah, you told me to go see it, and you know what? I not only took your word for it, I greatly enjoyed it. I recommend that everybody go see it. I'd like to kind of go into some particulars, some of the need-to-know stuff.
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and chalk you up as a hearty recommender still.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Awesome movie.
You're still firmly in that category.
Yes.
You didn't renege like 2 days later?
No, it's even gone stronger since I've been working on this little fun project where I took this timeline someone did where they actually looked at newspapers and stuff in the movies. So you have the complete breakdown on all 5 films date-wise. So I've been doing all 5 films chronologically. It's a 5-hour and 40-minute cut. So I'm going to watch that tomorrow or later tonight. And so I am knee-deep in Avengers and still in love with the whole series.
You've got like the decalogue of cartoon...
Yeah, it's pretty crazy right now.
Of comic movies going on.
Yeah, so it's amazing how well thought out Marvel was with this whole series starting back in 2008.
You have a European art epic on your hands.
Pretty much.
Going on now. So going into it... I know you've seen all the films. I did not see all the films.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped a couple here and there based on the fact that I had familiarity with certain characters, and I grew up reading not necessarily even Avengers comics, but Marvel Universe comics. So I sort of figured, I know enough about this to know what's on and popping, but
you missed a big one.
I missed
Thor.
I missed Thor.
You can't miss Thor if you're going to see Avengers.
Dude, blonde hair, hammer no way can lift. I thought I was good.
You get Loki and the whole
I went to school. I'm not illiterate. I know what Loki is.
Okay, but just the amount of stuff in the Avengers relating to Thor is so much that I'd recommend seeing that to get your foundation set. All the other ones you can kind of pass by, but Thor I think is essential to see.
Yeah. So if I don't see Thor, and if you don't see Thor, you kind of miss a little bit.
You do. It's still a good movie without it, but yeah, you do miss.
I didn't know who 2 main characters were in terms of their relations, and I didn't know who one main character was at all. I just thought he was some dude. I thought, it's the guy from the OC, and it turns out it's frickin' Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was trying to get where you're going with that.
No, I was the same way. It was very confusing for me, and I didn't want to make sure that anybody watched this.
Well, still, it was confusing for me a little bit, too, because even though I watched the early movies, and Black Widow and Hawkeye are in those movies, I had no idea those were the characters. So in Iron Man 2, you have Black Widow, and Thor...
Too much Black Widow in Iron Man.
Yeah, I didn't even realize who that was, and then I found out, in Avengers, that's who that is.
Just a huge break to introduce a character and convince you that she's really pretty. So congratulations, ScarJo. You've won again.
Yeah. So anyways, dislikes. Anything you didn't like about this?
Dislikes?
We'll do likes later,
Yeah, definitely. Let's get out of the way. Certain people in the movie, as I mentioned, if there's a lack of familiarity with it, you're not going to be into it. I could take my mom to this movie, she'd enjoy it, but I don't think my mom would get what I would get out of it just because of having even a cursory familiarity with the characters and the universe at hand.
Yeah.
That said, as I mentioned, I was still figuring out who the hell 2 of them were when they were making out in an infirmary.
Yeah.
I think there's also some... there's not necessarily plot issues, but there's an interesting structure issue that I'm wondering if it's going to bother me when I rewatch it. Specifically... I like the fact they didn't dart all over the world in terms of switching locations, but they do keep it pretty steady and stable, and they make the movement around that.
The plot, I think, is ingenious, because if you watch all 5 films leading up to it in their release date order, they've been doing this since 2008, putting little pieces of different things in different plots, and now it's all together one big plot. And it's amazing they were that thoughtful with this.
Yeah, and I can forgive it. I can even forgive it things that I think were kind of ass-pull-tastic. The cool thing, I thought it would just be about Loki. And next thing you know, there's an army of invading doodads from the sky.
Yeah.
And I just one of those things crazy invasion. It was just kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, but you kind of felt like this is just an action set piece.
Sure.
But then again, I'm not against an action set piece. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, how dare I see excitement on the big screen in an action comic film? Please, read to me and tell me more about Kierkegaard.
Yeah. My one disappointment was the opening. I was confused because it was dark and I didn't understand what was going on.
And the 3D glasses had you tripping all over yourself. I sat there for 2 hours, like, developing a cramp in my neck trying to see how that one.
So the opening threw me, and then on second viewing it'd be really enjoyable, I'm sure. But the opening the first time was like, what just happened there? Very dark, very weird, very ominous. Yeah, but beyond that, it was amazing. Hulk surprised me to no end. I was not expecting a good Hulk or something that would be enjoyable. And then,
are we moving into likes?
Sure, let's do it. So Hulk was like, he made the movie work for me. Like, without the Hulk, I don't think the movie would have been nearly as epic as it was. Like, he had just randomly funny punches, like, do that, and he flies off screen. Random stuff that just, like, was awesome. Right?
They made the Hulk a person.
Yeah, they made him a person. Like,
he's so much better than the first Hulk film. Is a crime.
Don't even. That's not even a film. That's like ancient history. No one wants to talk.
Heartbreaking. And Eric Bana's great, and it just got pillory his career. And
that's a movie you want to forget. Like even Marvel forgot. It's like, oh, we're redoing it.
I believe it's Ruffalo who played the Hulk and was just killing it. Did a fantastic job. Apparently they've signed him up for like 6 more, not necessarily even Hulk films, but 6 more appearances as the Hulk. He was fantastic. He was good. The balance of the writing was good. And another thing is that retroactively, this film brings a certain degree of gravitas and levity and importance to the characters in terms of their dynamics and their interactions, and more importantly, it recasts them in an interesting light. Like, for instance, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Downey is as charismatic as the day is long, but you start to see when he's interacting with other people how he's kind of a selfish, egotistical, up his own ass.
It works for him, though. I kind of like it. It's like, that's him. And
but you can see how he doesn't necessarily play well with others and share the ball well.
That's him, though.
I mean, you can see how he becomes a liability and not an asset.
Yeah, and it ended up paying off at the end, right, where he took up more of a leadership role and things like that. Did that give too much away there? Or,
Perhaps. Maybe.
Okay. But, so...
Well, no, it's just one of those things that is really exciting to see those people recast in the same light, because there's been a quote flying around and from Whedon, I believe, saying these people shouldn't be in the same room.
Well, it's funny seeing, because you have Captain America, Soldier Boy, you have the scientist dudes, Iron Man and Hulk, you have all these different personalities, and it's fun seeing them interact and see people like make fun of Thor and his like Shakespearean lingo and just the whole interaction.
Shakespearean?
Yeah, the whole interaction between them all.
Point Break.
Yeah, sure. Well, So it was just really awesome seeing them interact, and they mesh so well together.
Yeah, it's good. I just said, again, I think there's some issues where sometimes some of the acting is a little bit better than others, but that's because there are some people who are in triple A class form in this film, and a lot of other people are just basically high A. And even when you're really, really, really good, if somebody's perfect and they're next to you, you're going to start noticing little...
Did you notice you have the How I Met Your Mother Robin actress in this movie?
Her Canadian accent is like, so pronounced.
It was like,
so
we've got Robin in the Avengers.
So strong and so hard to deal with for me.
Well, I just kept on thinking of her as Robin from How I Met Your Mother. I couldn't shake it.
Well, I mean, shout out to my Canadian friends. I went to school in Toronto, since T's don't exist in the second part of that word.
Yeah.
But like she kept she'd say something and it just like my ear went, huh? What now? Huh? Yeah,
it was like I always saw her as Robin.
I guess Shield likes to bring in the best people from wherever they can, but she hits that Canadian accent so hard.
It was good to bring in another female, because right now you just have like that 1 or 2 girls in the whole movie. It's all a big guy fest.
Well, it's also nice that there's a female that's not necessarily all about perfidy and I lie to you and I'm hot, then I kill people, and that's part of the beauty of expanding that out.
So just closing out. Any final thoughts?
Go see it. I'm sure there's like 5 of you who haven't gone to see it yet, but honestly, I was entertained as hell for 2.5 hours, and it kept moving. Didn't even slow down. I think there's a lot of rewatchable value. It's just done really well. It'll please fans. It'll please non-fans. I went in there. I heard so many raves about it. I refused to read the internet for a couple of days.
Well, the thing about it is, like,
And it paid
I've
off.
heard people like saying, "Oh, don't ruin it." It's like, I don't think I could ruin it. Even if I said key things, there's probably like only
So
one.
contextually busy.
Like, there's no way you could ruin the film except for like probably one thing. That's about it. I won't share that, but there's like one thing. That's it. That you could ruin it. But you know, the whole thing about the Avengers is it's not about the plot. It's not about like this key little detail. It's about the chemistry. It's about that sort of stuff.
Scarlett
that
Johansson
you
in
can't
tight
ruin.
black clothing.
Yeah, you can't ruin. Tip is stay till the very, very end credits. Because you have to get 2 scenes. You get one after the main bombastic credits, and you get one after the boring credits. So stay for all 2. They're great.
The boring credits.
And then I'd also recommend doing the 10-hour marathon. Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, then Captain America. It's very enjoyable. They link them all together with the end scenes on each of them. And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so if you're the 5 people left, the 3 people left, because 2 more left to see it while we're doing this, just run out and see it, enjoy it. It's worth your time. Again, I'm Evan at Evan R. Jones on Twitter, and you can visit a website I write for about Japanese pop culture at ani.me. And
I'm Tim Chaten at TCHATEN. And you can view what I do over at applepredictions.com, where I predict the future of the
future.
Apple world.
future.
And I use my brain to do some logical predictions. So there you go. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll just wait.
What's going on here? Can you shut the door? Shut the door. Can you shut the door, please? I'm sorry. What the heck? What the heck? This is like cut signal. There we go.
That's gotta be like the outtake reel. Okay, let's go. So we're pretty close to sign off. Just saying, we're
much.
going to wrap it up.
Yeah.